Hello, it's Bailey and welcome back to my channel. I just ended my final Bookathon vlog in this exact same spot. So if you saw that, this is me 2 seconds later. I do want to vlog this month in some capacity, and I've been throwing around how I want to do it. I don't think that like the week-long time frame is really working for me, so I've decided I'm going to try to do 3 book long vlogs. So like just however long it takes me to finish 3 books is how I'm gonna vlog. If you missed my October TBR, I am participating in Spooktober this month, so that's kind of what I'm focusing on. I did carry a book over from last month, which is what I'll be starting this vlog with. I'm not far enough into it that I felt like it couldn't be like the first book out of 3, and that is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I'm only about 130 pages into this, and it's like a 500-page book, so this is what I'll be starting with. Not sure where the actual book is. That's just the dust jacket. It is a Friday, which usually I work just 8 to noon on Fridays, but my boss texted me and told me not to come today because so many people at work have been sick and I'm pregnant, so she was just like, just stay home, it's Friday, it's a short day, like just don't come be here while everyone has been so sick. So that's a plus. I get like an extra 4 hours of reading time today. I've already been to Target. I went and got a coffee, and so I'm hoping to turn today into a reading day. We'll see how much of Project Hail Mary I can get through. It doesn't count for any of the prompts for Spooktober. Like I said, this is just something I had carried over from September, but you get points for every page read anyway, so it'll count still towards my team. It's about 8:15 a.m. so I'm gonna go ahead and get my day started, do some reading, and then I do want to film a video today, and since I ended up with the day off anyway, I might as well like do some editing, and I should do laundry. So happy Friday. I will check in when I have, maybe I'll check in when I'm like halfway through Project Hail Mary, so like in 100 pages or so. I am well past the halfway point of Project Hail Mary now. I'm on page like 290, and I just want to say, because I haven't really talked about this book in this vlog that much yet, but I mentioned it in the last vlog, that Andy Weir is just making me feel really smart. Like just the science like makes enough sense that it's like maybe I'm a scientist and I could be an astronaut. Not actually, but it's really good. Also, I obviously now know what people mention as like there is a spoiler at like just past 100 pages that makes it really hard to not talk about the rest of the book and what is going on. So I'm kind of stuck at that point. I know some people have mentioned what that thing is, but I don't think that I want to, even though it's such a central focus now. I think it's fun to like discover that as you read it. So I would just say if you're interested in this book at all, to pick it up. I'll honestly probably be interested in finally reading The Martian when I'm done with this. I think that one is shorter than this is as well. Good morning, happy Saturday. I did end up going to bed like really early last night. I think I probably did not escape getting sick from my coworkers before not going to work the last couple of days. So I have been trying to call like urgent care this morning to get tested for strep and COVID. Like I said yesterday, all my coworkers have tested negative for COVID and it has been strep throat, but it says that the clinic's open but nobody's answering, and the like answering machine is full. So I guess if I don't get in today, I'll try tomorrow. Worst case, I'll get in Monday. Like I'm not going a single place this weekend, so I'm just at home by myself feeling a little sick. It's like really just a sore throat, but I'd rather get it taken care of and just like confirmed. It might just be allergies, but I'd rather just know what it is. But yeah, I ended up going to sleep pretty early last night, but now I am to the point where I only have less than 100 pages left of Project Hail Mary, and so I'm anxious to know like what's happening. Obviously he's in space for a reason. He's on a mission. He's supposed to be doing something, so I am curious if the mission is going to get completed. It should really pick up soon because it's not like, definitely not leading into like a conclusion yet. So I think this last 100 pages is going to be pretty fast paced, which I'm very excited for. I'm not sure what I'm going to start next. I should maybe go look and decide that. It is only like 10 a.m. Actually, that's later than I thought it was when I just clicked on my phone. I thought it was only like 9, but it's exactly 10 a.m. I am doing some reading, like I said. I think I'm just going to hang out in bed most of the day. Chris should be home around noon. Not sure the plan. It's definitely time for an update because I did finish Project Hail Mary like just before my doctor's appointment, which I did test negative for both strep and COVID. So hopefully it's just allergies, like they didn't prescribe me anything or anything. I tested negative for everything, which is great news. But I did finish Project Hail Mary. And final thoughts. I guess I did land on a 4 stars for this. I was really close to a 5 star. If I did half-star ratings, I would definitely, like, this would be a 4.5 star, but I don't do that. I haven't done that all year. I do think that for this being like the chunkiest book I've read in a while, that it was super engaging. Like, I was excited to get back to this, and I was flying through it and like focused on it when I was reading it, like when I had the book open. It truly only lost me at the ending. I wanted more drama, and just like the ending was not something that was satisfying to me, even though the whole book up to that was like so good. And I think like for a science fiction, something that I would consider out of my comfort zone, like this did amazing things for me. And I'm definitely interested in picking up The Martian now, which was his like first book. They had a movie made about it, super popular, same author. I'm definitely interested in reading that too, and I think that one is much shorter than this one was. This was like 470 something pages, so this was overall a huge success for me, and I definitely recommend this one. So then I decided to pick up next Winter Counts by David Heska Wombley Whedon. I stumble through that every time. This is a like detective thriller. I'm reading it for the detective mystery prompt for Spooktober anyway, and basically our main character is trying to figure out like who or like what, hunt down these people who are bringing heroin onto the reservation. This is a Indian Native American story. He has referred to them as both of those things. I'm not sure what is like the correct way to refer to it, but I'm almost like 50 pages into this one already, and I picked this one because it is fairly short. It's only like 318 pages and the font is large, so I'm hoping to get pretty far through this one today as well. Good morning. It is Sunday now. We're just gonna stop believing that I will update before bed, like when I'm done for the day, because once I'm done, I'm basically done. I never come back and update. But I am over halfway through Winter Counts now, and I'm really enjoying it. It is turning out to be like our main character is the guardian of his nephew, and his nephew basically gets like caught with drugs at school, so he's like directly affected by these drugs like being around, but he's also struggling with like this investigation. They want to like use his nephew, and he just doesn't like the idea of his nephew being like involved any further. There's also a lot of discussion about how crime on the reservation is handled, and that the feds only really care about like felonies, so people get away with like a lot of smaller crimes. And yeah, I'm enjoying it pretty well so far. It's going very fast. I will definitely finish that one today, and I think next I'm gonna start The Death of Mrs Westaway by Ruth Ware. That's my plan. At least right now I'm gonna have a bagel for breakfast, and yeah, Chris should be home at noon today because the Vikings game is on at noon, so he wasn't gonna work that late today. He wants to watch that. And I know I have to get groceries today. That's all I know. Now the dog's barking. I'm kind of hiding over here, hoping that you can't hear the TV downstairs. But early this afternoon, I finished Winter Counts, and I think I'm gonna give this 3 stars. This is a case of, in terms of being like a mystery, I didn't enjoy the mystery aspect of this, but I really enjoyed like everything surrounding it, like the world and the characters and just the information that I feel like I gained from this. But I didn't actually really care for like the case of this mystery. So that's unfortunate. If this is something you've already had your eye on or already own, I would still definitely pick this up and read it. But is it something that I would seek out to go get? Probably not. And then I did pick up just barely, I'm about 20 pages in to The Death of Mrs Westaway by Ruth Ware. So all I really know about this so far is that I think the main character gets an inheritance that she doesn't believe is hers, like from a grandmother that she doesn't think she's related to. That's all I really know. I'm 20 pages in. Good morning, happy Monday. I am going to take my book to like the Starbucks drive-thru this morning. I'm up plenty early to have like maybe 20 minutes to get a drink, sit there and read. But I did want to show you because I've been getting asked more recently. I want to show you my baby bump, which seems like a weird thing to do. I don't usually show like my full body, but I get that some people want to see it. It is growing. Like if I didn't want to show you, I wouldn't show you. But I wear sweatpants and a t-shirt to work every day, so that's what I'm in. My t-shirts are starting to get a little short, but I'll just show you a quick shot. Not too bad yet, but there she is. There's a baby in there. So I'm definitely getting bigger. I'm about like 27 weeks right now, so moving along good. But yeah, I'm gonna go and have a nice relaxing morning before work. It's Monday. It's a long week ahead of me. It is now Thursday, which is fine. During the week lately I have not been able to get much reading done, like I said, which is fine. But I am about halfway through the Death of Mrs Westaway now, and I'm enjoying it fine. I really don't know where this is going. There's a lot of setup still happening. Basically, our main character traveled to go to this grandmother's funeral, and so she's now meeting like all the family members, and they're obviously upset that this girl that they don't know, or like that her mom disappeared forever ago, is getting left like the majority of this inheritance. So there's some like arguing within the family. There's a weird like maid caretaker of the estate that she's supposed to be inheriting, that I'm not sure like why that lady is so creepy. I'm sure I'm gonna find out. But this really could go either way for me. I think it is definitely like a good fall spooky vibe so far. Our main character reads tarot cards, or like does readings on a pier like for her job. So I think that's really interesting as well. And I'm wondering if that'll play a bigger role, like because she has like dealt for herself once so far. So if that's gonna be, you know, bigger into play going forward, I'm not sure. But yes, like I said, it's Thursday. I probably will not update again until this weekend, when I can finally sit down and finish this. I do have plans this weekend, so I would like to finish, you know, this book and this vlog before I'm actually busy. But that's all I have for an update so far. Good morning. I'm coming to you with pure happiness this morning because the high today is 63 degrees and I'm so ready for fall you don't even know. But it is Monday morning now. I've been working on this video for a while. That should be the video you're seeing after this, that I may have some regrets about even like attempting, but I'm committed at this point. So I had to read a couple books for that this weekend, and now I'm back jumping into the Death of Mrs Westaway, but I'm only like 100 pages from the end of this. I'm really enjoying this story and like where it's gonna go and speculating what's happening here. But I am struggling to keep track of all the characters. There's quite a few like family members that are thrown in this that she's like interacting with, and I'm not really keeping everything straight like I think I should be, which might just make the ending more shocking because I'll be like, who? But yeah, I'm really hoping to finish this today. I have a doctor's appointment at 9:30, which is so silly. I live like 2 steps from the hospital, but I work like the town over, so I'm gonna go to work from like 8 to 9 and then leave work to essentially come back home and then go back to work. But oh well, that's my day. But I will have some time during my day to read this. Usually at the doctor's I have to sit and wait for like 15 minutes at least, so that's the plan for today. I'm so happy that it's sweatshirt weather. We're getting busy at work, but as long as I'm cozy, all is good. Good morning. Apparently I only update in the mornings these days, but last night I just was not feeling that well. But I did sit down and finish in bed The Death of Mrs Westaway by Ruth Ware, and I'm gonna give this 4 stars. It was really good. It's just not quite giving me that 5-star feeling, but I definitely really enjoyed this one. I think this is perfect for spooky season, specifically because this one does deal so much around like tarot readings, because our main character does tarot readings like as her job at home until she travels to this estate for her grandmother dying. But yeah, I think the ending did pull through in this one, and I ended up really enjoying it. So this week I read 3, it was a pretty good week. I read 3 I read The Death of Mrs Westaway, Winter Counts, and Project Hail Mary. And Winter Counts is probably the only one that I'm getting rid of. These other two will get to stay on my shelves, but I think I do like the format of this 3-book vlog thing. I didn't feel as much pressure to finish anything by any certain time. I do think next week I'm gonna do a spinner wheel, so like randomly pick the books just from my October TBR, like what's left on my October TBR. I think that will be fun, but do a 3-book vlog with that, so look out for that. But thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.